Hello and welcome to The Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry.
Oh, so you've already seen some of this, and yeah, you've probably seen the majority of it. But I've skipped a third news article today. We're going straight to the tweets after this one because one of the tweets led me down a rabbit hole that led me to a big long article that this guy wrote that I want to talk about, and we can't. It's no. We'll get to it when we get to it. I think it's the first tweet. So let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to say about this one? I think that was it. We got the smooth dunk comment. So yeah, if you are still on the hell site that is Twitter, give Smooth Dunk a follow. They mostly just dunk on Elon Musk, but they're like the best dunks on Elon Musk.
Anything's better than seeing yet another Stone Toss comic about how it's definitely DEI that's causing bridges to collapse or something.
There's a tweet. We'll get to it. It's not
Okay.
it's not Stone Toss, but there's a tweet. You know what? We're gonna start with Wendell. There we go. Wendell says, "This is the future in the West." Nope, we can move it so that we can still see Cyrus.
This is the future Westerners want, or something. Probably.
This is the future in the West as liberal governments seek to criminalize Christianity. Will you still stand for Christ when the persecution intensifies? Along with a screenshot of an article, because why would you link to an actual article to back up what you're saying when you can just screenshot the headline and see the big blue check mark that actually kind of looks like it was photoshopped in afterwards, saying that it was fact checked. Just like there's some artifacting around that does not seem consistent with the rest of it. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't, because this is kind of true, but as with yeah, Trudeau apparently said praying in public and reading aloud from the Bible is hate speech to be severely punished. And it says it's fact checked. So if you had to guess, what would you say this actually is referring to?
See here, praying in public and reading aloud from Bible is hate speech. All right, so I would say it's referring to reading specific Bible passages that talk about sending the gays to hell. I would say it has to do with that.
You're fairly close. So what this is there is an amendment to the hate speech laws in Canada that is being proposed that basically is saying if you are convicted for something hate speech related, or if you're charged with something hate speech related, you cannot use your religion as a defense for the hate speech. So like, if you get out, if you go to downtown Toronto, stand up on your box and start yelling, gay people are evil, God says that you're abominations, Leviticus 18:22 says that, you should be executed, your blood be upon you, and that causes you some legal trouble, you cannot defend yourself by saying, oh, but that's my sincerely held religious beliefs. Because we don't have RFRA in Canada. And this is just codifying that, like, no, you can't get out of, like, it's not no longer hate speech because it's religious hate speech. So really what I find most amusing here is that, like, the implication, what they are implying by leaving out the context here is that the Bible does promote hatred and bigotry. Because if the Bible was not, if the Bible did not contain hate speech, this would not be a problem. It could not be a problem. Because reading aloud from the Bible couldn't possibly be hate speech.
It would be benign.
Yeah, it could not possibly count as hate speech if there was not hate speech in the Bible.
Yeah, but it's not benign because of the exact words that are in it.
Yeah, so according to Twitter's algorithm source, you can't go as viral if you include a link in your tweet. That's why links have nearly disappeared. I am aware of that, but at the same time, if you are posting something that, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird this way. Maybe this is my neurodivergence showing, but, if I'm posting something that needs external verification or corroboration, I am linking to it. Now, I have started, sometimes I will link to it in a reply to the original tweet, because my understanding is also that, like, if the first tweet does not have a link, then that one can still have the same reach, but then the reply might get throttled, but it's easier to find if it's attached to a viral thing. But no, Wendell did not do that here. Scott Roberts did. And I don't feel like clicking on that while we're live, because I don't know what's behind that link.
You don't want to show porn on everybody's channel? You don't want to do that?
Well, Twitch is okay with, like, boobies if it's art, right?
No, not really.
What if it's, like, kind of blurry and you can't really tell if you're a robot? I'll scroll past through that part. Yeah, so that's Wendell for today. I remembered Wendell, thank goodness. Benjamin DeCracker says, Elon enables the paralyzed to walk, the blind to see, reverses climate change, humanity to become multiplanetary. Media. But what about his slightly off Twitter takes? When did Elon reverse climate change?
I don't think he did.
Did he?
Ever.
Did the one person who got Neuralink, was he, like, I haven't really kept track of that.
The one person who got Neuralink,
was he able to walk afterwards?
No, he wasn't able to walk afterwards. The most he's done was he did a 24-hour gaming session of Civilization 6.
Okay.
And
so he was able to use a computer, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
He's able to do something that all of us can already do.
Well, wasn't he a quadriplegic? Or a paraplegic?
I don't remember if it was quad or para.
Okay. So, yeah, blind to see. I don't even know what that one's in reference to. Humanity to become multiplanetary. That's, like, not even close. Not even a little bit close. But so the thing with Elon is that it's like, yeah, some of his companies have done some pretty cool things. Tesla has done some pretty cool things. They also, because, like, the cool things that they do are in spite of Elon, not because of Elon. Like, I'm not even sure that I want to, because it used to be what I would say is he would just, like, throw all the ideas up against the wall and pay other people to make them happen, and occasionally one would pan out. And that was how he got his reputation. But the more I'm learning about the guy, the more it sounds like all of the good ideas that actually panned out were coming from other people, and they had to work against him to get them to where they are. So, yeah, I'm not even sure that I'm willing to credit Elon with the spaghetti thing anymore. So yeah, like I don't know. He hasn't reversed climate change. He's set up a company that makes its profit solely off of selling its energy credits to companies that still pollute. That doesn't reverse climate change.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, if he actually did all that shit, then I'd have a lot more respect for him than I do. But he doesn't, so I don't. Rockhopper Fluffy Boy, love the name, says, what's the spaghetti thing? No, that's the, it's an expression. You throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. So, like, that's, so the idea is he would just throw all these crazy ideas out there, and one or two of them, his engineers would actually be able to do it.
Yeah, but it's not even his ideas half the time. It's so this thing happened, and it happens with all companies. But when you're the CEO of a company, you have this thing called a think tank. You have the idea room. You have the thing you invest money in to produce things that will hopefully produce money.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you aren't present for any of those meetings at all. You're just kind of there providing the money for other people to do it. So the actual hands-on work that goes into production, not even just the engineering, but the actual ideas themselves, they don't come from Elon. They come from a person on the bottom whose name never gets credited. And then Elon goes, that's cool. I'm going to go take that idea to the board meeting for the businesses he has that actually have boards anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and tells investors, look at this cool thing we're doing. Aren't I a genius?
Yeah. Yeah, and he managed to fool people for a long time. Oh, here we got Chaya Raichik, who, if you're not familiar, that is the person that runs the Libs of TikTok account, which is the account that will get bomb threats called into elementary schools and doesn't seem to see a problem with it. So
It's all in favor of stopping the transes from something, probably.
yeah, because threatening school children with bombs is totally worth having trans people feel less comfortable. Like I don't get these
We
fucking
pick
people.
our battles.
I don't get it. Anyway, she said, "Guys, don't worry. Mayor Pete is on his way to Baltimore, and we'll get to the bottom of the bridge collapse." Because, like, I guess, like, I don't even know if, like, I assume, I haven't looked into this, so it would not surprise me at all if I am wrong. I assume that Pete posted this picture after the bridge collapsed. And so this is them saying, oh, this is what he's doing, instead of taking care of what he needs to fix that up or whatever.
What do they expect him to do? Like, is he going to go over there and use his superpowers to repair the bridge immediately?
Well, no, but like he's the Secretary of Transportation or whatever, something like that. So like it falls under his purview to like make sure that what needs to happen to fix it, and like whatever emergency response is required. Well, I don't know. The emergency would fall on the city, I would think, and my understanding is it happened incredibly quickly. But yeah, no, like there is stuff that he needs to do, and like with regards to this, but like my understanding is that it was taken care of very quickly, and so like even if this was posted after the bridge collapsed, it's like, do you expect him to just not have a life outside of making sure the things that need to happen with the bridge collapse happen? Because like even in an emergency situation, you have a few minutes to eat dinner and spend a little bit of time with your husband.
Yeah, you're not gonna. I think the main reason that Shia posts this is because she wants to go, hey, look at him. He's being gay instead of solving a crisis. He should be solving a crisis instead of being gay.
Being gay very cutely, I might add. They are a cute couple.
But they shouldn't be gay. That's illegal.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Trump's on his golf course through his whole presidency. Yeah. But speaking of the bridge collapse, Dale Hartland says the ship's captain who collapsed the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore likely passed out because he was recently vaccinated. He might have fallen on the power switches. Pfizer, Moderna, and the others will be held accountable. Hashtag vaccine complications. Hashtag Francis Scott Key Bridge. So there we go. We have it. The vaccines caused the bridge collapse.
I've seen everything causing the bridge collapse, from vaccines to Biden to Pete to
Kevin Sorbo.
DEI. It's got to be DEI as well.
I didn't take a screenshot of this one because Sorbs was extra stupid with it, and it wasn't lending itself to screenshotting. But Sorbo is saying it's a terrorist attack.
Jesus Christ!
And he's posting like political cartoons that are basically blaming Biden for it. It's like,
look out! Another boat is coming for Bridge 7.
A boat lost power. That thanks Biden. How is that Biden's fault?
And then as soon as you say that, he would go, but it was Trump's fault when X, Y, and Z.
Okay, here's the thing. The way that you could pin that on Biden would be to say that, I don't know why the boat lost power. Maybe the boat lost power because they weren't keeping up the regular maintenance on the boat, and it wasn't being regulated properly. So, like, if the government regulators were doing their job and making sure all the boats were in ship-shape condition, and making sure the companies were actually complying with these regulations, then that might have saved the bridge. And so you could potentially, like, it still wouldn't be directly Biden's fault, but there is at least a series of dots that could make that connection. However, then we remember that these are Republicans who are all like, oh no, regulation is a bad thing. We want unregulated free market capitalism shit. And then this is like the libertarian solution, the no regulation, small government solution is companies that have bad safety records, like Boeing. Sorry, that's unrelated to the boat. I don't think Boeing made the boat. But like companies that have bad safety reputation are no longer going to have business. And so the free market will sort it out by killing a bunch of people on collapsed bridges first.
Okay.
Yeah. And keep in mind that, like, the response to this, like, they let them know within, like, they lost power, like, as soon as they knew they were going to hit the bridge, they called in a mayday to the marine traffic control thing, the boat version of air traffic control, and told them, we are going to hit the bridge, we've lost power, we don't have control of our ship. And then, like, within seconds, that person was, like, in contact with police dispatch, getting them to shut down the bridge and evacuate the bridge. And like they couldn't have done it any faster. Like, there was no second guessing, like, oh, do we really need to shut down the bridge? There was none of that. It was just like, okay, police, bridge, shut it down now. And everybody, like the way they all worked together, it was everything was done perfectly.
They did everything as fast as they possibly could.
And now these people,
the same way I do sex. I want it done with. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Rosina Keller says it was a huge ass cargo ship. Yes, it was.
Yeah, like
it was not a Boeing. And then it's going to come out that Boeing, like,
quick.
Boeing owns the factory that made the power distribution unit or some shit. Yeah, Naramda puts the saying, apparently Boeing made at least one boat, don't know about container ships. Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you're, like, building aircraft and, like, there is overlap among parts that could potentially be useful in both situations. So I could see certain parts of a boat being made by Boeing, and that would be hilarious, but also terrifying, because, like, I have to go on a plane at some point this year, at least twice. No, it'll be, well, if you include connections and return flights, it's going to be like at least 8 times. Yeah, I am actively looking for flights that do not use Boeing planes, but you don't get a lot of choice in that. Because yeah, that Boeing thing is fucking crazy. Anyway, we were talking about the vaccine causing boat crashes. And yeah, then we get Peter Williams. Says, if you don't think a 4-month-old sins, you're not reformed.
What?
Well, you're not a reformed Christian, which, okay, then I don't want to be a reformed Christian. Do you think a 4-month-old has capacity for anything other than sitting there and, like, maybe
drooling?
noticing that fingers are a thing that exist? Like, have you ever watched a baby find its toes? Like on the one hand, it's like this adorable, magical, delightful moment where a baby will, like, notice its toes and notice that it can grab the toes, and oh, I can feel it when I grab it, and I can even wiggle it, and, like, the big grin of discovery that they get on their face as they do that. That's amazing. But, like, that's the level of, like, that's the capacity we're dealing with here for, like, understanding things. It's like they don't understand yet that this thing that is literally attached to my body is attached to my body, but yet they have the capacity to sin. This guy watched too much Boss Baby. I will take your silence as an agreement.
I agree with you. They have watched too much Boss Baby and also Cough Cough.
Yes.
That's fair. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I get it. This was me several weeks ago. I still have the lingering cough from that, man. So Elon Musk says, my observation is that people are born one way or another. It's not a choice. People should find mutual love and happiness where their heart leads them. If he had just stopped right there, it would have been fine. That's an excellent tweet.
I only ask of my gay friends that they have children for the continuance
of
civilization.
You weren't supposed to keep reading. It was an excellent tweet until you read the last sentence.
Then they said more stuff.
Yeah, like, I just want to force my gay friends into reproducing for the sake of continuing civilization, which shows no sign of not continuing. Like, fuck. I have 5 kids. I've made up for some gays.
You should tell your gay friends, you're welcome. I've made up for your inadequacies.
Yeah. Rosina says not having object permanence is a sin. I mean, have you read the Bible? God doesn't seem to have object permanence sometimes. Oh, we gotta hydrate redeem, probably because you tried to kill me with a coughing fit.
Yep, I did. I 100% did it specifically to kill you.
Yeah, also, how many kids does Elon have? Doesn't he have like 10 kids?
I mean, are we counting the ones that still consider him dad, or the
No,
ones
all of them. All of his biological children, because he's obsessed with biology, apparently. And then Little Shrimp says, did he forget that sometimes straight people don't have kids? Yeah, no, anytime there's any anti-gay stuff going on, it always focuses on like, oh, but they won't have children, though. It's like, so? And they always ignore the fact that, like, oh, there are straight people that don't have kids, either because, like, maybe they're infertile, maybe they don't want kids, maybe they're planning on having kids later. Like, there's all sorts of reasons why a straight couple might not have kids, and you never see these people being like, oh, no, you need to actually have kids, though. Unless they're talking specifically to a woman who is single.
Use your body for my children.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. Not gonna lie. But yeah, that is the tweets. Them's the twits for the night.
I would have had more input if I had more spoons.
I'm sure you would.
Lately we've been going like 45 to 50 minutes over. I
saw you post on Twitter about being sick or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'll go easy on it this time. And I chose fewer tweets, and the ones that I did choose, like there were 3 that were like kind of combined into one, and they were also kind of the third news item. So, yeah, that was an episode.
It was. I appreciate having a little bit of mercy on me, because I'm going to lay down after this, more than likely.
Okay, well then I will roll the credits so you can go get better. Drink lots of water, get lots of sleep, jack off once or twice. Gotta clean the pipes even when you're sick. So, yeah, on that note, fuck off.